Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. It is Monday the 13th. I think that's right. What day is it? So we've started back up our e-learning. So now that we're back to school for the last 6 weeks of school, which sounds like so long, we're only 4 days a week. So it's only Monday through Thursday for the next 6 weeks. We can do this. My daughter is learning quadratic equations right now in math, and while I remember that term, quadratic equation, she started babbling off formulas and my brain went immediately blank. We're gonna have to pull Dad in on this one. My husband's actually was a math and computer science. He had 2 majors in college, as did I actually, fun fact. Well, he had a kind of a major. It wasn't a minor, it was an emphasis is what they called it. So he has a math major with an emphasis in computer science. I actually have 2 separate degrees. I got them at the same time. I got a BS in accounting and a BA in financing. So Bachelor of Science in one and a Bachelor of Arts in the other, because at the time I wanted to sit for the CPA exam. And this was before you had to have a master's degree. To sit for the CPA exam, you just had to have 150 credit hours. So because I had to get so many credit hours, and I still graduated in 4 years, I just went ahead and got 2 separate degrees, which I'm not using either of them. I sew. Anyway, but he does have a math degree. So he later got his MBA, but he does have a math degree. So I think we're going to have to bring Dad in on this one. I said, we've got a team teach on this. I am going bonkers. I did sign her up for that Khan Academy. So thank you to everyone that recommended that. We've taken a little bit of a look in there. She's fried at the moment, so we're taking a little bit of a break, and then we're going to get back to it. And this is even our easy day. This is blue. It's our easy day, but we'll make it. So I've just made myself a second cup of coffee. I printed out the Celo dress, the closet case patterns. I'll pop a picture of the pattern last night. I'm also working on a pattern test right now. I've got that file all printed out, and I am going to need to be doing a little bit of work on that, and I can show you a little bit. It's another itch to stitch pattern. It's going to be a really good one, I think. I have it printed out and cut out. I just need to make my normal alterations, and I am going to make a muslin for this one. So I don't know if that'll happen today or not. I really want to make up that I'm trying to see. Oh, really wanting to make up that Celo dress. I don't know why. I'm just feeling it, so we're just gonna go with it. I had made a comment, I don't remember when, if it was yesterday's vlog maybe, just about how I've been frantically sewing a little bit, and I was trying to bring myself back to it because it's my stress reliever. So I'm trying to be very thoughtful about my sewing makes and not get so manic about my sewing. The Melody Dolman that I made on Friday, that I made out of the orange and white striped linen, I totally messed it up, and I unpicked it quite a few times. I think my neckline got stretched out, so that front piece has a grown-on facing on it, and my linen was loosely woven, which can grow exponentially. And even though I did stay stitch my neckline, I'm pretty sure it still grew. So when I was trying to finish that off the way it was supposed to be, I really think that I got my center front off. I think that I had folded under more than I needed to in order, because the facing had to reach the shoulder seam. Anyway, and I ended up making it too tight because that shirt should have had 3 inches of ease in it, and I have some gaping at the bust, and so that's clearly not 3 inches of ease like it should have. So I think I messed something up there, which is really frustrating because I really like that blouse. And I did notice the gaping when I put it on, but anyway, I can probably put a little button or a snap or something in between there to help with that. Because it only, it's one of those only happens when I'm, going back like this, which you do sometimes during your normal movement in the day. So I'm just trying to avoid issues like that. Again, I unpicked that thing. I had issues putting in the collar and getting the neckline finished on that. And I think it's just because things grew. And even though I stay stitched like I was supposed to, because she does warn about that in the pattern, that you've got to stay stitched, and I did, but I think just my fabric was so loosely woven that I just had a little more trouble than normal. But anyway, that was frustrating, and I don't want to ruin any of this beautiful fabric that I've got, so I'm just going to take a deep breath slow down, but I am feeling very motivated to make a Celo dress today. And I've had some requests on how I print off my PDF patterns and then how I put those together, because I do it a little different than most people. So I thought, well, I'll just kind of show you guys how I do that real quick, and then I'll just time lapse me actually cutting out the dress. Maybe. I don't know if I'll put time lapses in today or not. While I do really love those, they are making my editing software extremely sluggish. I think it's just because it's so much data going in. Unless I can figure out a way to actually film in time lapse. I'll have to look at that. See, we're learning new things all over the place. Okay, so that's the plan for today. Maybe I might work on the test pattern. I just poured myself another cup of coffee. It's in the other room, in the cutting room. So I'm going to get to work on that. I'm going to leave you guys on the big tripod, so you're going to be in a little bit different place, because I'm filming my outfits every day. I even have on a little makeup. Not a lot, but a little. Just to make me feel better. I'm fully dressed. I'm in my new Henley shirt. And a Dion duster from So Altered Style, because it's really nasty outside. It's super windy and cold and wet. Anyway, so I'm going to have a little bit different angle today because I cannot fit, even at its smallest settings, I can't fit the big tripod into my bookshelf. So I'm just going to, you'll be a little bit lower, I think. We'll see what we can figure out. Maybe I can just prop you guys up on some chairs like I do for solo-longs. Anyway, I'm blabbing. Okay, let's go work on this. Okay, so here is one piece of paper of my PDF. Hopefully you can see this okay. You will notice, okay, and each company is going to do things differently. It's just Stitch has like circles in the corners. Some of the companies do like a symbol or something in the corners that you're matching up. Some have like triangles or whatever that you're matching up. And a lot of them suggest that you cut one side, you know, like the top and one side flush, so that you can easily see it lining up. I find it much faster if I just cut all, well, not all four. I cut three. Wait, that's not right. I cut three of my corners. This one, and this one. Closet Case also prints their stuff out landscape style instead of portrait. Most companies usually do portrait style, so that makes this a little different too. But I cut both top corners and then the bottom. Is that right? I'm looking at this backwards. I cut top both corners and the bottom left-hand corner if I'm looking at it. This is backwards to me. So usually if you buy cheaper printer paper, which, I mean, it's cheaper, so it's better anyway, you can see through this. So then when I am lining up, for instance, I cut the corners because it just makes it easier to line up these edges of the pattern. You don't want to ever line up your paper because your paper can get fed through your printer's crooked, and that can cause a whole lot of issues. So always make sure you're lining up the printed lines, not your paper. But you can usually see through, oopsie. Be helpful if you were like above me, but you can see through, and if I had the corners clipped, it's very easy to make sure you're matching up these bottom and top lines. I know a lot of people that will tape these to, so I've got this 1B triangle is matched up with its 1B triangle underneath. So you just want to make sure that those are perfect and on top. I do know a lot of people that have done this like on a big window or something where you can see light behind it. I don't have anything like that at my house, so I can't do it that way. But I find, again, just clipping off those corners and then lining them up that way to be the easiest. And then I just go ahead and cut out. Now, I really love it when companies do the layering option on their PDF patterns, and I'll show you about that. I'll show you how I printed this off. But that makes it super easy because you can print off as many sizes as you need. So if you just need one straight size, you can just print off that one straight size. Or if you do need to grade between sizes, you can just print off, the 2 or 3 sizes you need. So you don't have all the sizes stacked on top of each other, which makes it kind of hard to cut out a lot of times. So that is my recommendation for taping together PDFs and doing it quickly. The Celo dress has 57 pages. I think it printed off. I think it gives us everything, both the lantern sleeves, the dress versions, the top versions. But I'm going to go ahead and I am going to stick this together and cut out my pattern. Before I do that though, another thing, always measure your test square. This test square is right here. This should be 4 inches square, both sides, just to make sure your scaling is correct. Well, and you should be set to no scaling on here so that your printer's not messing with the actual file. But I'll go over that again when I show you how to actually print from the computer. Okay, a couple more things before our break is pretty much up. I'm gonna go fix myself lunch and then sit back up there with them while they finish schoolwork for today. But a couple of other things about taping together PDFs. Number one, in order to save tape, you don't have to tape, you know, your paper down completely from top to bottom when you're taping your pages together. I just make sure and tape within the pattern piece. So sometimes you'll have maybe a piece of paper that just has a little bit on it that you need, maybe just the way that it falls when you've printed it out. You don't need to print the negative space, or you don't need to tape the negative space that's there together, unless maybe just a little bit at the top and a little bit at the bottom, just to keep the pages together so that when you're lining the other stuff up, that might make that a little bit easier, but you don't have to, you know, just keep that in mind. You'll really only need tape within the pattern piece itself. Also, another tip, especially with files as big as this, so I printed off, you're able to not print off the entire file if you use one of the cup size, and then you print off the cup size you need file. I mean, it's still like 57 pieces, although I figured out why. Anyway, that just becomes a very large piece. And really you can probably get away with, you know, tape a few together, and if you see a pattern piece has formed there, you can go ahead and cut out as you go. And it kind of breaks up the monotony of sticking together pages constantly too. And then you don't have one gigantic piece that then you have to go and try and finagle and get pieces cut out if you just kind of do a little bit at a time. Sometimes, you know, if there's like a long piece here that still needs paper connected to continue that pattern piece, you know, I may just cut out the piece that I can over here on this side, and then it's all kind of weird and jaggedy. But especially with patterns like this one, you're matching up, you know, it says 2A. Well, you're matching 2A to 2A. You're matching, you know, 2B to 2B, which does kind of help navigate taping together patterns. So those are my 2 tips for cutting out. I've been doing a lot of PDF cutouts. This pattern was so big because there are 2 separate fronts for the 2 versions of the dress. So you've got one front that is for both tops. Really the only difference in the tops is the sleeves. For the top and then for just the full dress. But if you do the dress that has the really cool pockets in the front, which is the one I want to make, it's a different front because there is a weird, it kind of comes down a weird for the pocket basically. And then there's a bottom apron part that kind of attaches to it. So that's why that file got so big, because you have to cut out 2 separate fronts if you want to make the one with the pockets in there, which I do. And then the sleeve pieces are just big, especially that big lantern sleeve piece. It is a gigantic pattern piece. So anyway, that really didn't take that long, but I just wanted to give those tips, and I will now gonna go back up and do some more school, and then I'll come back and show you how I physically, when I'm printing out on the computer, what that looks like. All right, catch up with you soon. Okay, we're gonna talk about files here. Sorry, I have done the screen recording like with the computer. I don't like it. So we're gonna do it this way. I don't like the audio and all that stuff. So this is the Celo pattern by Closet Case Patterns. I have the instruction file open now. She has hers separated. Not all patterns do this, but this is specifically for the Celo. However, you want to make sure, usually there's a printing instructions on how to print the file. Down here, you'll notice that it says if you're going to be printing the full bust fronts for the C cup or the D cup, you don't need to print the entire regular file. You only need to print these numbered pages below. That's something to pay attention to, because I did choose the D cup top. So this is the regular, I think. Hold on, what's the name of the whole thing? Yeah. So this is the entire pattern. So there's one file that just says letter or A4, whatever. And this is the one that you'll only print the certain numbers. Now, to pick the sizes you want to print, you're going to come over here to this little toggle here. This is the layers toggle. And it opens up, and you'll see all of the sizes are selected here. I printed out a size 10, so I only have that one selected. I've unselected all the rest. You do need to keep this text box because that has the words that you need. You'll need that one. But I can only print size 10. Now, if I wanted to grade between sizes 8 all the way through 12, I could select all 3 of those and just print those 3 sizes. However you're wanting to print, you can pick what lines show up and what don't, which makes it super easy. Okay, if you are doing a cup size, you'll need to print that entire file, this is the D cup one. Again, you can go to this layers feature and select just the sizes you want to print. All right, so once you've selected that, you can close out of this. When you're ready to print, you're going to come up here to print. Okay, so this is the one that I only want to print certain pages. I would just select pages, and then I would type in here the pages I wanted to print, which is like page 5, comma, page 10, comma, pages, 12 through 18, whatever it is. You'll just enter those here. If you're printing the whole thing, obviously you want all. Now you want to make sure that you have actual size selected. This is an Acrobat, by the way, Acrobat Reader. Do not have fit selected. That is not good. You want actual size. And I would start by printing off just the first page so that you can measure this box and make sure it measures correctly. That tells you that your scale is on. And that's it. That is how you print the PDF patterns. Hope that was helpful. Okay guys, I'm gonna call it a night. I have gotten, got a lot done today. Got my house, a couple of my zones cleaned today with my kids' help. It's not perfect, but that's okay. I'm feeling good about that. Got dinner all done, all made. I've got my Celo dress laid out. I decided not to cut it out tonight only because I'm tired and I don't want to make any mistakes. The fabric, though, I got it all ironed, that brick linen all ironed. It's so pretty. Yeah, it's so pretty. And I'm going to have a decent amount left over, although I think I'm going to hang on to that for the possibility of doing something cool with it later. So I don't think I'm going to cut anything else out of that tonight or right now. I think I'm going to wait and do that, put that aside for a little bit. But yeah, I'm going to wait and cut it all out tomorrow. And then probably get my pattern test muslin cut out and get that sewn up tomorrow. I have a little bit of cleaning we're going to do. We're doing just a little bit every single day so we can get a clean house this week. Yeah, I got the laundry done today. I'm feeling good. Got a lot of things. I had a to-do list and I was able to actually check things off, and that always makes me feel better. Although my husband has CNN on upstairs right now, I tell you, I can't even watch the news right now. It just makes me anxious and awful. So I'm just going to hide down here until that's over. Yeah, that's all I've got for today. Thanks for joining me. I will see you guys. Well, I'll talk to you tomorrow. I've got a video going up tomorrow. My pattern and fabric haul. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy that, and you'll be seeing this on Wednesday. So is that right? You see this on Wednesday? Yeah. I'll see you tomorrow. We'll do some sewing. I'm clearly very tired. Okay, have a good one, guys. Bye. Good morning, everyone. It's Tuesday. We are on break right now. What time is it? It's 10:35. My kids are in between Zoom calls right now with their teachers. I took a shower. I even did my hair, put on a little bit of makeup, accessorized. I have to go to the post office today, so actually made a little bit more of an effort. I'm gonna have a mask on though, so you're not even gonna be able to see most of the makeup, but whatever. I just put a little bit on. Let's see, today's our longer day, so we are taking a break. We will still have homework to do later. I would like to get some sewing done. We'll need to do a nice long walk later for the kids' PE. But yeah, and I'm cleaning my bedroom and bathroom today. That is the zone that I'm cleaning today. So I'm stripping the sheets, I'm washing the sheets, cleaning our bedroom and bathroom, and yeah, that's on the docket for today. I would really like to get to the Celo dress. It's all laid out and ready to be cut out, so hopefully I can get to that today. I've had a lot of people comment on today's video about the Pietra pants, about how wonderful they are and how... You want to say hi? About how wonderful they are and how, hello, look, we match in our rust. Yes, we're color coordinated, Gidge. There she is. Yeah, I can look at the camera. Hmm? Yes. She's very angry she can't sit in this chair with me. Anyway, a lot of people have commented on the Pietra pants and how wonderful how they've made all the leg views and the, the different lengths, because the wide legs come like in a long length or a cropped length. How I'm just gonna love all of them, which has me really jazzed to mix them up. So that will probably be the next thing that I cut out, other than I am working on a test right now too that I can't show you. But I think those are gonna be the next two patterns that I work on, the Celo dress and then the Pietra pants. Although I'm tempted to cut out a Celo top too while I'm at it, just because I have all the pattern pieces out anyway. And I have some, it's very see-through, but it's like a white window pane linen that I inherited from my mentor Joyce's stash, that I would definitely have to have a tank top or a camisole or something underneath it if I were to wear it. But it's just really, it's really pretty. Or I could line the bodice. I could do that. And I kind of want to do it with the lantern sleeve. I just really want to try that version. Anyway, that might be one that sneaks in there. We'll see. I'll make up the dress first and see how easily that sews together, and then we'll go from there. But yeah, that's kind of what we have on the docket, so I will definitely take you along with me on, not the cleaning, I won't take you along with me on that. No one wants to see that, but definitely on the sewing part, so stay tuned. Okay. Here's my Celo dress. Hopefully you can see it okay. I mean, this is going to be fantastic in the summer. I shortened this by 3 inches, which is typical for me for closet case patterns, but I ended up only taking a 1.5 inch hem as opposed to a 2.5 inch hem because it was just way too short. So I think I'll go back and add an inch to the dress pattern, because I just think I just need 2 inches, and maybe I'm just not wearing, I just don't want to wear it as short as the, as it's drafted for. So I love these little hidden pockets. This is going to be fantastic. Yeah, it's very comfortable. Now, let's talk about fit issues. If you can see, maybe, my darts end like right on my nipples. I probably should have done a muslin, but I didn't. And this is wearable. I'll totally wear this. I mean, it's a loose fitting dress. I mean, you know, whatever. But I think going forward to the pattern, I'll probably add back 2 inches to the body of the dress and then take an inch away here. So do a petite adjustment, which will raise, where'd the dart go? There's the dart. We'll raise the dart up above the bust. So I will just do that petite adjustment, which is just basically taking an inch tuck out of the front and out of the back. And then I'll take it out of the sleeve pattern as well, now that I've crinkled that all nicely. Because yeah, right now the darts come from the arm's eye down. But I think that will help. I think that will, when I do that, it feels like everything's where it's supposed to be. You know, like that's where my bust is supposed to sit. It raises the armhole a little bit, and that all feels like that's where it's supposed to fit. And that would make sense. An inch is typically like a petite adjustment. And if I am clothes buying and there's petite options, those always fit me better. So, yeah. So I think going forward, I mean, this is fine. I'm not going to change anything about this one. It's just nice and loose. I love this sleeve. It's very comfortable, but as you can see, these are bothering me. Not enough to do much. Here, I'm going to sit down. I mean, they're not bothering me enough that I'm going to like go back and do anything different to this dress. But I will make those alterations to the pattern going forward. So if I decide I want to try the top, and I may even, because I'm worried about the top being too short in all honesty. So because I wasn't going to shorten the top at all. I was going to leave it as is. But I might, if I take away an inch there, I may add an inch at the bottom of that top just to keep that length a little bit longer. Ideally, it would be hitting me like high hip, so that if I've got higher waisted shorts on that would, or pants or whatever, that would work. So anyway, that's kind of what I'm thinking. But I love this dress. I love the color. I mean, this is going to get worn, let's be honest, a ton this summer because it's so shapeless and not form-fitting that it's just going to really allow air circulation. It's in linen. It's going to be nice and cool. This is going to get pulled on a ton this summer. I can already tell. So yeah, I'm really pleased with my Celo. So I'm just going to make those adjustments to the pattern for next time so that I don't forget. And yeah, it felt good to sew this one up. Okay, that's all I've got for today. Tomorrow, I really need to work a little bit on my test garment. I need to at least do a muslin. But then I think I may dig out the Pietra pants and start working on those. I had so many people comment on those, how much they love that pattern, that it's made me very excited about sewing a pair up. So that may be the next one that I get into. All right, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you all tomorrow. What else? Yeah, my husband and I are gonna brave the post office here in just a minute. We're gonna mask up and go to the post office. I have something I need to mail, and he has to return an Amazon purchase. So that's what we're gonna go do now. And then, yeah, we're gonna clean another zone and have dinner. So I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. Again, see you tomorrow. All right, bye.